St. Kitts and Nevis' #1 station. Freedom FM 106.5. Everything you want on one station.
Turn it up.
Freedom FM 106.5.
Reliable, dependable, Delta.
If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place it should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom Apper today.
afternoon, Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, all across the Eastern Caribbean. Worldwide, internationally, we are Freedom FM 106.5. And as usual, on a Friday afternoon, it's time to get grounded. I have the usual crew here with me. Going to let them introduce themselves, and then we go right down into the main course of action.
Good afternoon, Junie Sam. My name is Patrick Martin. Just back from having good fun in Nevis for Culturama. So I think I've recovered.
Okay. How was it?
As usual.
No, it wasn't as usual.
Oh, right. What it was?
It was Culturama.
Okay, good. Say no more.
Okay. Sam, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Junior.
You went Culturama too?
No, I didn't get over there, but I was hoping to go. Culturama 51. 51 is the number 2. But I didn't get over. But
you guys a comedy show today, man. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to go as well, but I had to work.
Somebody has to work.
And the beach was calling me for action. So
the water was excellent.
Definitely, definitely. So, Patrick, what's the main business for today?
As usual.
We go to the
prelude.
Yeah.
We're approaching now the peak of the hurricane season. So
Yes.
a maximum preparedness time for all of us here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Uh-huh.
Also, there is the countdown to Independence Day, September 19th. So there's a calendar of events under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View. Independence 42.
What's that,
So,
the theme?
The theme. So, as usual, between...
Say it again. I missed it.
Perpetual Progress.
Okay.
A Sustainable Future in View. Independence 42. So, as usual, between the spirit emancipation and independence, we tend to focus very deeply on the country's fortunes, where we have come from, where we are going, and the well-being of the country, constitutional arrangements, and the like. So expect some of that focus in the next 6 weeks or so.
Fair share, Patrick.
Expect some of that. So on the agenda we have things like fair share, etc. So, but first, any special mentions, remembrances, celebrations, recognitions?
Well, my brother Carl Rees Liebert celebrated his 79th birthday on the 6th. So we say belated birthday blessings to Rees.
Mm-hmm.
Wish you a speedy recovery and good health. And as you get older, we pray for more health and strength than anything else.
That's right.
We had a conversation about that before starting.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Carl Wees. I still have memories of Carl Wees from the northern end in Wonder Park.
Yeah.
He was a military kind of medium bowler.
I have memories of Carl getting by the goal.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you.
A penalty? He had a penalty and he did what?
He got in the penalty area. Blasted the ball up in the trees. He was going to kill that goalkeeper.
Well, who was he playing for?
School, right?
School. He was playing for school.
Yeah. Played for school.
Yes. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, join you all. Yeah. Carl Rees. I remember not only as a radio personality.
Yes.
Talking sports.
Talking sports. That was a big thing, a big program.
Right. Yes, it was.
Yeah. And
79.
Yeah.
That makes Junie what? If he's 79, Junie.
I'm just 3 years younger than him. So
okay.
I'm 76. How old are you, Patrick?
I'm not old, I'm young.
Okay.
Y'all making more runs than West Indies, man.
West Indies needs somebody.
You should do lying. He's very evasive. Ask him his age and he give me a long story about the West Indies.
The West Indies.
What does that have to do with law? Come on.
The West Indies getting a new coach, right?
Who's that?
A Chinese coach.
Stop making jokes.
No, it's on a truth. Win one soon.
Win
one soon.
No, or win soon.
No, win one soon.
Go to the top of the class, man.
Yeah, I saw that. That came.
But the West Indies need help. They're in dire straits.
I tell you that again, and your coach.
They need help, man.
I never see anything such like this.
They're losing everything. They played a game today against Pakistan. One day they're going to go to the last 2 out of the
3
2020.
Yeah.
They lost all of the test matches.
Not
So-
they, we.
They.
Oh, they,
Oh my, oh my.
yeah. They win, they lose. We win, we win.
And they're playing Pakistan today.
Yeah.
We have CPL coming up next week.
The 14th or something.
Okay.
Yeah, next week,
next
the
week.
14th.
Also on the special mentions, let us pause to reflect on the recovery of those two missing fishermen from the Bath village
Yes,
area.
yes. We're happy they were found alive.
That was a happy ending. And from all reports, the community there really rallied. The community in Nevis really rallied, and everybody was happy. And kudos to all of the individuals and agencies that took part in the recovery effort.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
Also want to reminisce on the visit of
Yes.
Dr. Julius
Yep.
Garvey here to the Federation.
Yeah.
We didn't get an opportunity to speak to him, although promises were made, but next time, you know. And,
I'm sorry that didn't happen.
Me too.
Yeah.
Big time.
It was a really momentous occasion,
Yes.
memorable. Yeah, I was happy. I was able to do one of the programs. Yeah.
And he's, over the years, he has stuck to the themes of his father. Which,
Yeah.
Whatever his father was preaching and teaching, he's become the prophet to carry on that mission.
Yeah,
The man anointed and appointed
yeah.
to carry on
Yeah.
that mission of
And at 92, he's still very sharp.
very sharp.
I mean,
very
it's just
agile.
amazing.
That's
you
a
know.
lesson for us.
Yeah, very sharp, very alert. I mean, he was good, really good.
Mentally and otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was inspiring, man. He was,
When
Yes, happy.
when you're preaching about Africa for Africans at home and abroad, black nationalism, black independence, black economic survival, that resonates
Yeah.
with the Caribbean. That's what we want to do still. And the Black Star Line sent Julius here to give us that message. And he imparted it very well.
very, very well.
Among the messages I took from this too was the importance of Pump Bay and Sandy Point. I mean, Fig Tree, Sandy Point.
Right.
I thought Marcus Garvey came to St. Kitts through the Bastille Roadstead. That reminds us that Pump Bay was an important port.
Yeah, it has always
In
been.
St. Kitts back
Yeah.
in the day, a point of departure for persons going over to the Dominican Republic to cut sugar cane. And of course, the nearest island being St. Eustatia, so
Yeah,
there's a lot of
Statia,
traffic
yeah.
between Sandy Point and Statia through Pump Bay. So
Yeah, but he came from Sandy Point and ended up speaking at the MIS.
MIS,
hall.
yeah. And
What has happened to the MIS?
well, it's there. I understand the Heritage Society is supposed to take it over or something like that.
It's there?
Yeah,
Because when I go
no.
drive down there, I see a lot of bush in there.
Yeah, it's not. Some of the wall there, the structure, the foundation is
Still
there.
there.
But
Still
yeah,
there,
but
still
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's fallen into disrepute.
the
Yeah.
top part, the
Yeah.
top part was wooden, that has fallen
yeah.
into this.
As I was
disrepair.
speaking to this lady leader, what's her first name? The dancer, Okolo, Tegomantin leader, who was saying that there's a committee. She's in charge of a committee who is sponsoring or who is looking at regenerating and renovating and all that kind of thing. So the whole
Sam, it's a pity that we allow such
yeah.
things that bring back in focus or history to just run to ruins and become dilapidated, I have a problem with that because there goes our history.
Yeah.
You look at it happening at the MIS, you look at it happening at Bratcher's home, and we look at it happening at the Bastille Sugar Factory. It's in total and abject ruins.
Yeah.
These are things that we need to be cognizant of and change so that our children can carry the message forward.
Yeah, to understand.
But the good news is that a committee has been formed to
and we need to get
for
this,
the restoration of the MIS facility. It was a point of intense, vigorous, insightful debate, poetry, readings.
Yeah, man. I performed down there myself with Okolo. Part of that.
Yeah. And the creative arts, the cultural thing. Yeah, it's really good.
We need to keep those things going.
Yeah. And as we speak of that, I want to bring a matter that has been concerning me for a little while. We spoke about the independence theme for this year, perpetual progress, a sustainable future in view, Independence 42. And I've been dealing with the matter of the motto of our independence. And we have the visit of Julius Garvey and that kind of thing, and looking at our history and heritage and so on. The motto of the country about self. I've not heard any motto, any country motto has been more widely used than that motto. And I've been trying now to get us to recognize the author of that motto. I think it's important. That will finalize the triage of the independent symbols, the flag, the anthem, and the motto. And I've not been able to get that done. I'm going to make an announcement now that I'm going to take that as a personal mandate.
You want to know who penned it?
No. I know who penned it, because I've been trying to say that the person who penned the motto is Rudy Val.
Okay.
And he's been trying to get recognition and acknowledgement for that. In fact, that was what...
He's here right now.
He's here right now.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to do that. Well, that was first brought to my attention in 2008, when we celebrated the 25th anniversary, when I was chairman of the Independence Committee. And certain matters overtook it when we were dealing with that, and so on. But recently, at the 40th anniversary, when they were recognizing Kenrick Georges and the Miss Lewis for the flag and the anthem, I brought that to the attention of the Prime Minister to recognize him as the thing. And nothing has been done up to now. And so I don't know why nothing has been done. And I want to say today that I think that is just, a deep mistake that we are making, a historical error and mistake which need to be corrected, about our independence and so on, our independence symbol and so on. And I'm going to go out on a campaign to make sure that it's recognized. It is just really, for me, really unfortunate that we could have a situation where the author of the motto of the country is not acknowledged and recognized. Nobody wants to do that and bring that to closure. It is just sad, in my view, and I don't think that should be allowed to continue.
Okay, Sam, that's a good point. We also had the recognition over the past couple of days for the Christina,
yeah.
disaster, and people who perished. I think we spoke about it last week. But what I don't observe, Nevis had a recognition service, which I think is good. They hold it annually. But there isn't anything happening in St. Kitts at the same time, and I think that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. That is something that people have been speaking about for a little while, and I think it's something that the federal government should take note of. It was a national disaster.
Yes, it was.
A national disaster. In fact, the
people from St. Kitts perished as well, not just Nevis.
Yeah. Well, St. Kitts and Nevis is one. And so, in fact, one caller called last week who mentioned that, in a family, the family was living maybe of New Vision, they were New Vision, but they were talking about Mr. Liebert and Mrs. Liebert and his daughter. I remember them, Fluke's family. Yeah. I remember Mr. Liebert coming from school and you passed it.
Who perished
three of them in a family, Yeah. And so I think we need. We spoke about the mass grave that was across from the.
Do they have a monument now down in St. Kitts that points to that?
Yeah, we have something in the down at the Treasury, the old Treasury building, just on the.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Well, we should meet there annually to commemorate that event.
I think something was done on the 50th anniversary. I think, or something. I don't know. Yeah, but
I think it should be an annual event.
Yeah. Something should be done. It must not be a Nevis affair. Like I said, it was a national disaster. and one of the biggest in the region.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything else.
Doc, what's next on the menu?
Some quick topics of international, from the international arena.
Before we go to the topics, the commemoration, we had the passing, I didn't know, and this was a lady, Mrs. Farrier, Althea Farrier, was a teacher and so on, and St. Methodist and so on, from St. Johnson, who died past, and the funeral was, I think, yesterday. Or Thursday. Yeah, send the condolences there. And we have the passing of Mrs. Delaney. That's a stalwart up in the village area.
Yes.
And it is said that she passed on the same day that her husband passed 19 years ago. And so I want, to extend sympathies to the Delaneys and the Farrier family on the passing of their loved ones.
Right. Join you in that, Sam. So, topics of international interest, well, we have two. France, UK, Canada, to recognize Palestine as a state. There are already 147 members of United Nations, 147 out of 193 that have formally recognized a Palestinian state, including St. Kitts and Nevis in 2019 and all of CARICOM. I think Portugal also signaled that it was going to recognize Palestine as a state.
I think that's an important thing. In fact, I'm proud, I was part of that, the recognition of the Palestinians, the Palestine as a state, and like you say, 147 of the 193 countries, and so more and more countries are coming to the recognition and the realization that Palestinians, have is a state, is a country on their own, and so we want to see more on that. And as we celebrate the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations, I think more attention must be brought to matters like these. Yeah.
More attention should be brought, but when you have the President of the United States who refuses to even acknowledge Palestinians, I mean, the fact that Israel is saying they're going to take over Gaza City tells me there's going to be more killing, more death, more of the wrong kind of message that is being sent. Trump isn't doing anything. Netanyahu is doing all kinds of things that bringing a sense of grief, sense of panic, a sense of hunger, sense of desperation to the Palestinian people. And he refuses to acknowledge them. Their right to survival, their right to their own land, and their right to life. And so this is just...
basic human rights.
Yes. Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Well, the struggles continue. The struggle continue. Yeah. We have to keep going. We have to keep pressing on. Yeah. We must not keep silent on these matters. We must let our voices be heard, loud and clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amidst the atrocities of the decades, if maybe centuries of terror, at least some countries have decided to put their hand up and speak a little louder.
Yep, absolutely.
A little small step forward.
Yeah.
Small step
well,
forward.
I don't know if it's a small step. It's a step forward, an important step. And we just have to keep doing that.
So each small step can add to a big step.
Yeah.
Kudos to the European Economic Bloc for their staunch support for Palestine. Germany being the latest to put their hand up.
We have to keep fighting. We have to keep struggling.
Yesterday, while we were getting ready to rest, the United States Attorney General came on social media to issue a $50 million reward for the arrest of President Maduro of Venezuela.
Right.
Alleged involvement in drug trafficking and related matters. The bounty was previously 20 or 25 million under the Biden administration. The first Trump administration, the bounty was either 15 or 20 million, so it has gone to 50 million. From the home front, kudos to the 28 students who are off to Taiwan to study. We understand it's the highest number ever. So kudos to those students and to their families.
As we speak of the Taiwanese, the students going off to Taiwan, we have to again recognize always the assistance, the relationship between Taiwan and St. Kitts and Nevis. 42 years old as it is, as we became an independent country, and basically, how we have benefited. We just had another ambassador leaving, and we have a new ambassador taking over sometime this week. He came, and so we want to welcome him, from the Groundings School, and to thank Taiwan and to go on record for the important contributions and assistance of the people, government and people of Taiwan to our country, and for this relationship that have lasted and strengthened, have grown from strength to strength over the last 42 years.
Indeed, Sam, and also to congratulate the two CFB students who are off to Germany for 3 years of training, Dylan Simmons and Rodison Jeffers. They will be attached to 2 German companies. Germany has one of the best mentoring programs in terms of skills development.
That is a claim.
So these youngsters, they had to learn German, and they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're now off to Germany. They'll be working and studying and learning a skill. Also, Junie and Sam, there was recently an electric vehicle training and certification course at CFBC, launched in conjunction with Green Solutions International, SKN Incorporated. That's Dr. Wayne Archibald, founder and executive director. So we, in terms of electric vehicle technology, we are moving full steam ahead, and some of the college students really have gotten skills. We also understand that members of the public works staff also join in the training. So that's a very good thing, very, very good thing.
And, it's just about 4 minutes before 2 o'clock. Yeah.
And just one more, just to reiterate something we said yesterday. It was announced that St. Kitts and Nevis teachers will be afforded the opportunity to learn through the open universities of Tanzania and Kenya. And hopefully through that, some will learn Kiswahili. As one of the 6 major languages on the African continent. All right, so we're ready to talk about the main discussion item, which is the fair share issue.
Sure.
This issue arose in relation to CBI receipts, which is non-tax revenue. By our calculation, CBI receipts amount to about $262 million per year over the past 16 years, since 2008, 260 million per year. It's become a major revenue generator, up to nearly 60% in 2022. Junie and Sam are looking at some of the figures in the government estimates and the report of Director of Audit. CBI revenue recently surpassed tax revenue by almost 2 to 1. So without CBI revenue, our government would not be able to meet its obligations and pay for services such as healthcare, free health, universal healthcare, universal education, and the like. So CBI receipts became a very, very important part of government's revenue, but unsustainable. Gentlemen, the question is, to what extent is it true that Nevis has not gotten its fair share of the CBI receipts? Again, $260 million per year for the past 16 years on average. And what arrangement is best for the equitable sharing of this non-tax revenue. Should we follow the tax revenue formula that's already in the Constitution, Section 110? Should that also apply to non-tax revenue? Well, the Prime Minister invited the World Bank to study this matter. St. Kitts and Nevis is a member of the IMF World Bank. We pay membership dues. The federal government, that is, pays membership dues. And this report, the IMF report, was commissioned by the federal government and has since been shared with the Nevis Island administration. At his July 22nd press conference, Premier Brantley said the NIA was studying the World Bank report, but he alluded to certain issues with the report, the matter of deductions before sharing and the quantum of the CBI receipts remitted to Nevis. So, back to the original question. To what extent is this matter of this contention true, that Nevis has not gotten its fair share, and how should we resolve this in place of strife? Sam, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I've been saying, and I said to the Prime Minister, I suppose, and the Prime Minister, that this fair share should be discussed in collaboration with the whole constitutional reform. I said, you know, right at the beginning, after the 2022 election, that we should have a discussion on the whole constitution, the 113, 110, the whole constituency boundaries, you know, a general, the 113 clause, the secession and all that, all those should be discussed in place of strife. Fair share should be discussed in collaboration and in, you know, agreement with all those matters. This piecemeal of dealing with it, because there was, like you say, a 110 about how revenue should be
tax revenue.
Tax revenue. But why should we treat tax revenue different to the non-tax revenue? There must be some agreement, some discussion, some collaboration, some agreement in terms of how these things should be discussed. In fact, one of the things that I suggested the Prime Minister should be discussed as well is a fixed date for elections. I think with Nevis having 2 elections every 4 years is just unsustainable. And we should discuss all those things since, I told the Prime Minister that in August of 2022. So that is how I believe we should discuss fair share, not no isolated matter.
What's the formula for that?
So the current formula in the Constitution, Section 110, makes provisions for sharing of tax revenue collected on both islands.
So how would it
and
be
then,
allocated?
according to the formula, the formula should be done, must be done, mandated, according to the population of the latest census. So the 2022 census was the latest census, and it found that the St. Kitts population was 74%, and Nevis's population 26%. Therefore, so you collect the taxes, tax revenue, you take out the deductions from
expenses
for common services. That's in the section. And then you share according to the population ratios.
What's left?
Right. So what's left for every dollar left after you take out for common services, St. Kitts' share would be 74 cents. Nevis' share would be 26 cents. The section also provides for rules to be made by the Governor General subject to consultation with the Prime Minister, and the section also says that the Prime Minister must also consult with the Premier. That's in the section 110 of the Constitution. We have some information here that the NIA withdrew from that formula in the early 1990s.
Yeah. That is public knowledge. That's the public knowledge. Yeah, it broke down when Nevis was supposed to make. You remember they were doing so well with the offshore services and so on, the financial services and so on, and they were collecting some, revenue that were that required them to make some contribution, and they said no. What we're making is ours. We're taking it here.
So, gentlemen, what we have is a situation where the World Bank report, which was submitted to the federal government, the federal government has a copy and is probably going through it to the cabinet.
And the Nevis
administration doing similarly. They also have a report. But I think that at some point, maybe it should have been done already, was to go through that report with the people of St. Kitts and Nevis in town hall meetings, at forums that address that issue, so that they could get an informed decision, say, look, we did not decide this on our own. This has the backing, the consensus of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Would you agree that
the
the two governments have to do it has to be done in our government studied report and then shared it with the NIA? NIA is studying the report.
The NIA is studying it now, and the federal government already.
So how long a time frame should we give them to study it?
Well, I don't think it take a long time. It's not a thesis, it's just a...
Exactly, some pointers.
Yeah.
So how long has the report been in the hands of the federal government and the NIA?
At 2 months?
No, not 2 months.
Longer than 2 months.
No, it's not so long. Just the other day came back.
Well, the other day, like when?
Yeah, just the other day about it.
May?
Yeah, not May, man. No, it came back just the other day, maybe June.
But be that as it may, right? I hear your point. But all of the figures are in the estimates and in the Director of Audit report, which are online. And in the IMF report.
No. But what they want is the recommendations of how it is, not the report.
I understand what you're saying, but still, we, the citizen, in a democracy, the citizen is sovereign. We can do our own research. We can do our own research, and the research, the resources are online. The government estimates, the IMF reports. And the Director of Audit reports. I'm not absolving. I'm not absolving responsibility of the government for sharing. I think I expect that the report will be shared.
Yeah, you see, and my thing is, it should have even done that. I said this matter should be in public discussion before all of those things. The government should have said, look, this is what's going to happen. We have the town hall meeting and all these matters discussed. And we say we are going to commission a report by the World Bank, and when it comes back, we think that should have been done first. In my view, that's how it should have been done. And now it comes back, it's always finished. We have the report. I think that it is the duty of the Premier has been discussing it because he had it in his press conference or something like that. So he's been discussing it. Yeah, he spoke about it. But the Prime Minister needs to as well discuss it with the.
I think it's important for the respective ministries of finance, the technicians there, to look through the report to make sure that all of the I's are dotted and T's crossed, and then you go public.
Yeah.
One issue that Junie, Sam and I were discussing offline are two issues. One, how much does the federal government pay for common services?
What are common services?
National security, immigration, customs, fire and rescue, public health,
national security, right?
Public health, foreign affairs, JNF Hospital, CFBC, etc. And so we went to the estimates and we looked and we came up with about 280 million annually. And then we also looked at the fact that the federal government guarantees the NIA's loans and the statutory corporations of the NIA. And that guarantee, according to the Director of Audit report, stands at $513 million. So, the Constitution says in Section 110, before you share, the federal government takes out the deductions. The federal government deducts what it's spending on common services. And should the NIA default on its loans, should, heaven forbid, we don't expect that, but should.
The federal responsibility.
The federal government
obligation
has to pay.
Yeah. Yeah. That is why the geothermal and all of those loans wanted the federal backing.
Required.
Yeah,
it was a requirement. Yeah. The loan conditions required the federal backing. So those are some of the figures that are publicly available from the Director of Audit Report and from the government estimates. And so we await the World Bank report to see if there's anything materially different to the Groundings report on this matter.
Okay.
You see, my only thing though, I believe all those matters, they're available in the reports, and so people don't look in the Constitution. I believe the government has a responsibility to discuss these things. You know, the estimates and so on. In the public, the Constitution, the audit report and so on, you know, all those things, the government must bring them to the attention of the public, you know, in the layman form. The general public not going to read all these things. They don't go in the Constitution, they don't go in the estimates, they don't go to the World Bank report. All these matters must be discussed in different for with the general public, get them informed, hear what they're saying, hear what they're thinking.
I hear that, but I'm hearing voices in my head saying that there is a responsibility of the citizen to inform him or herself.
Sure.
Yeah. And historically, there was an attempt to prevent our people from learning to read.
Back in slavery days. Yeah.
So we could not inform ourselves, and we had to fight that. Well, our ancestors fought that, and kudos to them. So
let me ask you two of your question. Why would a politician in Nevis say that he was not getting his fair share of CBI money?
Why?
Yeah.
Because he didn't feel he was getting the fair share. He thinks he should have gotten more. And you know,
on what basis? What criteria was he using?
Well, he was on the how much he was getting, how much the total amount of the how many $1 billion, and what he was getting a few.
Enough.
It wasn't enough.
So what was the formula he worked out to come up with that conclusion?
Yeah. Well,
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard of a formula.
He was just saying that based on the amount of money coming
that
in,
we collected,
he's not getting enough.
He's not getting enough.
But I assumed, listening to that contention, I assumed that the amount was based on the population. So for every dollar of CBI receipts, Nevis should get 26 cents.
Okay.
According to the population ratio. I assume that.
You assume what? That is what he was suggesting? Yeah. Okay. That they should get 26 cents of every dollar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be based on the population ratio.
Yeah. Okay. Without considering the expenses.
But the deductions for common services and national obligations such as debt guarantees, to my mind, I'm subject to correction, did not feature highly enough.
Well, highly enough, because I am sure he considered them, but maybe highly enough. That is why the federal government, the Prime Minister, commissioned this study. He wanted a more technical, and a more informed. That is why he commissioned the study.
I think it's very important when we have money matters, and this is going forward for the reform of our constitution as we move towards a republic, that we have built in within the constitution formulae.
But a formula built in in the past.
Built in, and as you said, continuous public education.
Exactly.
Of the constitutional provisions, which by right the media should take a leading role.
Would that be subject to change, though, the formula that is worked out?
It's in the
Because-
Constitution. You have to change the Constitution to change that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, okay, Sam is in power in Nevis right now. And Sam thinks that this is the way forward. This is what, I'm not getting enough. This is the formula that we're going to work out for us to get our fair share. Patrick comes to power, he will throw you out, he replace you. And he said, look, what Sam sign off on, I am not agreeing with that. Let's sign off on X, Y, Z now. It's a different thing. How do we balance that kind of arrangement?
Yeah. That is why you can't write down those things. Those things must be done by agreement and discussion. That's what I'm saying.
Subject to ratification. And
Subject
change.
to, yeah. I mean, and you know, this whole constitution, Juni, that's what I've been saying. This has been just transactional. This has nothing to do with the aims and aspirations and desire of our people. This constitution is a waste of time. It isn't what the paper is written on. What you want to put them things in a constitution for?
Every government that comes to power in St. Kitts and Nevis talks about constitutional
Reform, yeah.
And nobody ever does anything.
No.
So what are we saying?
Yeah. Because
I think you have to put certain things in a constitution.
Certain basic things, but not...
to protect minority interests, because the minority can be railroaded by the majority. And if I was a New Vision politician, I will fight tooth and nail for Section 110.
And 113.
No, I didn't.
But that is protecting the vision.
110.
And 113. All them 1 were full of the Constitution should be removed.
I'm a federalist.
All the 1. So you can have it both ways.
I'm a federalist.
You can have it both ways.
You can have a prorata. Prorata sharing.
All them 1 when the Constitution were full up, the Constitution should be removed.
So you would remove
Gentlemen.
guarantees for the minority?
Gentlemen, it's 2:15, and we want to get the people involved in our discussion. We could stay here till 4 o'clock discussing these things.
And the people saying we talk too long.
We want to get their feedback. We're going to take a short commercial break.
That's what the people are telling me.
I hear you. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go to the telephone to hear what
Talk too long, or they don't get enough data?
They don't get enough time to talk.
We're going to take a break, gentlemen. Come back and listen to what? The voice of the people?
Yeah.
The voice of God. Let's take a break.
Say that in Latin now.
Populi Dei.
Vox
Populi, Vox Dei.
There you go. Go to the head of the class. Go to the head of the class, man.
Reliable, dependable, Delta.
If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom Apper today.
Hey, come out and celebrate Lynch's Fest this coming Sunday, 10th August 2025. Music by Remix King, World Boss DJ Yadi, also Big Supreme, and the Horny Band. Grand Masters, admission only $15. Transportation available by H99, round trip $20. Start time 9 p.m. at 811 Beach Bar and Grill. This is a PDR event. Party and drink responsibly. I'm talking about Lynch's Fest this coming Sunday at 811 Beach Bar and Grill in Lynch's. Daddy says it's going to be awesome. Check it out. And we are back at just about 20 minutes after the 2 o'clock hour. We're going to be going to the line now to hear to get your input, your feedback, your interventions on Fair Share. Call now. Well, the line is already going off, so let's start with this caller. Caller, good afternoon. Caller, good afternoon. Okay, we missed that caller. Let's try again. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Johnny.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Very interesting topic.
Yes.
Johnny, we need to say all we get in this mess. There's some people that this thing called ego. So if you're talking about constitution and share, a lot of people are the ego. Why are we have this debate today? This is that's real. Because it was one about the debate. It was one about making this constitution. But some people figure out it's their chance and they will do as they like. You remember the word class. You're going to get the club. All these things because of people and the ego. When the people tell them we're going wrong, the people got your moment. You know what? And they do it. And they got us in this mess. But people should not afraid to speak about the situation. Truly, we need to listen. Too much people believe the ego is going to carry far. How much years now? We've been doing independent duty. And where are we going? Are we going anywhere? We're still today debating a stupidness of the Fair Share. Make people, the most educated set of people, put that together. And today, we're still debating this issue. And brother, you got to look at
All right, we heard that caller. You can call us at 465-6474, 465-0546, or 662-1065 to weigh in on this matter. We're talking Fair Share for St. Kitts and Nevis, or any other matter that we might have touched on this afternoon. Or if you have any new information that you'd like to submit, please call now. Let's go back to the phone. Caller, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Johnny. How are you doing?
Excellent, Sylvine.
Good afternoon to your guest.
Yes.
Your co-host. Now, on, I think it was last Thursday, the man for NRP.
Mr. Parry.
Mr. Parry said on Straight Talk with Patches that when he first brought up the issue of the CBI money, Dr. Douglas indicated that it was St. Kitts money. Now, Mr. Kanda was the deputy for PM for nearly 20 years. His statement just now supports what Mr. Ting said. You should take out all it and take out all of that. It means, so what is happening right now is a labor position. And some people forget that nobody in Nevis voted for Dr. Joe, you know. because some people saying, oh, he was chosen as the PM, not by divisions. Divisions have every right, and Dr. Brantley indicated that he said with the amount you take out the cost. So he wasn't saying just pass this year, whatever cost, but what he's contending is that some of the common services, I think the amount required or deducted from Nevis is greater than what they actually happen or brought. You understand? But I'm not surprised. I am not surprised by Mr. Condo's statement. Take a 110, take a 113. Well, his Nevis a colony of St. Kitts. And Dr. you need to remember to keep the peace is better than making up. So all of you saying, oh, the man is the prime minister, nobody in Nevis voted for him. All right, then.
All right. Thank you so much for that. The numbers to call are 465-6474. Doc, why are you laughing? 465-6474, 465-0546, or 662-1065. Call now. Let's take another call.
Okay.
Let's take another call, then we get Patrick to ring. Go ahead, caller. We're not hearing you clear. We're not hearing you clear. Something is wrong with your line is breaking up.
You can hear me, Juni?
That's better.
Yeah, that's better, yeah.
Juni, when we will ever get this truth? That's what I tell you the other day. We will never get the truth. So is Labour issue to the Constitution in 1983 when we went into independence? Is Labour make all these constitutions or the Hobart? Man, why they don't stop trying to fool people? Well, we had 7 years at Tim and Pam. Who give Nevis a bounce check? Who give a minister in Nevis a position where there was none? Is Labour? When this woman can tell the truth? But you see, that's the way we're going to go all the time. Everything is bad is Labour. But Labour had a hand in giving Nevis a bounce check. Is Labour had a hand in giving a minister a portfolio when there was none? Doing the people that were going on, you know. And I'm very passionate about these kind of things because it's all about making Labour look bad. Labour didn't make no constitution. When Limo warned these people, when Limo warned them, you will laugh at. It was a joke. But all of a sudden, she know nobody in Nevis vote for Joe. But we didn't think it's vote for Joe with the full mandate. We vote for Joe with the full mandate, not half a mandate. So let's get it right. People are stupid Sylvian. That's the problem in Latario, in these people at the moment. Or it's in the car person and everybody else, or mama guy people. It cannot happen. Common sense is normal. Let me tell Sylvian, common sense is normal. You have a good day.
All right, thank you so much. The lines are open. You can call now. Something that is coming on the Freedom Wall here says, you all think Blue foolish, no? Blue knows he and Nevis getting a sweet deal. That's because NRP had Pam over a barrel when they were in power, except for 113. Mm-hmm. Happy third year in office for Labour Party. I guess I'm not going to get my boundaries changed.
Mm-hmm. Who said that?
This is somebody writing under the pen name of St. Kitts First.
Yeah. That's another matter in the Constitution
ahead,
about the boundaries.
We're gonna give that some
I mean, you ever anybody could write in that in a Constitution?
Sam, stick up in. Let me take this caller. Let me take this caller. Caller, go ahead. You're up.
Hey, good afternoon, Joni.
Good afternoon, sir.
Could you recall back in 2023, we had a great celebration for the national netball team that won the very first netball Caribbean competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's still happened, right? The 1st of December of this year, to make 50 years, an election was held under the Right Honorable Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, saying it's to acquire with Sugarlands. What kind of celebration would we have? This is something that should be very, very, very important to all of St. Kitts people. And under the same said, Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, in the person who come from foreign country, had was to live on St. Kitts for 7 continuous years before they become eligible to vote. Then from 7 years, they were reduced to 1 year. But they was only eligible to stay on St. Kitts for 6 months. Then had to leave. All of a sudden now, not all of a sudden, sorry. If I'm since after 1980 February general elections, because the time is right for X amount of expatriates to become eligible to vote. And immigration office is not taking stance in what's going on because it's not right. How could these people now come in St. Kitts and Nevis and decide our destiny? I could understand Kittitians to leave St. Kitts and get children overseas. Their children are eligible to vote. Because at a point in time, I'm going to come and tell you, give me the machete. Kian Koto, give me the machete. They had to leave St. Kitts to make a livelihood. A lot of things going on presently now. Joni, presently now to it, an incident going on in Barbuda. The people in Barbuda now take a matter into court concerning the land. You are radio owner. Look into that for me, please. Because a lot of things going on. It's not because, for example, how could Tabasco Company get 300 acres of land? Who paid for the land? All we are hearing, 300 acres of land was acquired. If the money was spent by we, so then how come the now present Prime Minister going to take we money, acquire 300 acres of land, clean land, fenced land, but me know, cash I tweed, Agriculture Department, bring bulldozer on my farm since December of 2023, and I can't plant not in one tree. The thing ain't right. A lot of things that's been going on is not right. And then again, we're talking about fair share and all kinds of things. We are not supposed to be paying the 17% VAT. The 4th of August 2017, we paid off the IMF. A percentage of that 17% VAT was going towards the IMF. We already paid off the IMF since 2017. Something ain't right. Just it's not right. Ain't adding up. You've been squeezed. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We're going to give somebody else a chance. Thank you for your submission. Appreciate it. Let's take some more calls. Samuel was saying something.
No, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah. You have a call?
No, not yet.
Yeah. I was saying, just take something like the constituency boundaries. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I mean, all those things that, I keep saying that we should have been discussing 3 years ago after the election. We haven't had any change in our boundaries, our constituency boundaries for 40 years, since 1984 or thereabout.
So long?
Yeah. Oh. The last constituency boundaries change was I think, in 1984. Mm-hmm. And in fact, presently, we have contested the elections since 1984, every election on the same boundaries. We have, like in constituencies 1 and 8 and 2, some 8,000 or so voters. While you have in Nevis, you have a constituency there with less than 2,000 voters.
Number 10.
Mm-hmm. But here what the Constitution says about our boundaries.
Which section?
The Schedule 2.
Schedule 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Section 50, subsection 1.
Okay.
There shall be not less than 8 constituencies in the island of St. Christopher, right? And not less than 3 constituencies in the island of Nevis. And if the number of constituencies is increased beyond 11, not less than 1/3 of their number shall be in the island of Nevis. How could anybody write that in a constitution?
But in another part of the Constitution, you say the sharing of tax revenue should be done according to the population breakdown.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I tell you about this Constitution. Purely transactional, it makes no sense.
465-6474, 465-0546, or 662-1065. These are the numbers to call. I see people writing on Facebook. We're going to check out some of those submissions.
The issue of...
on the Freedom Wall. Go ahead, Patrick.
The contention that nobody in Nevis voted for Dr. Drew, quote unquote. If you're listening to this program for the first time, please note that we don't have a universally elected president. We have constituency-based elections.
Look, let me tell you something. Everybody in St. News voted for Dr. Drew.
Okay, I'm getting some calls.
He is the.
Just in case somebody tuned in for the first time and think that we
Caller,
have
go ahead,
a universally elected prime minister.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead, please, Teach.
Yes, I'm just getting the impression that this thing about fair share is not being approached in good faith by any of the people involved, to be quite honest. Politicians, that the leaders of both the NRP, the
Nevis Island Administration,
Assembly, and the
federal government,
and the federal government. It's just not. It just don't seem as if they're inclined to do exactly what it takes to fix this. Okay, and what is intended to do, this is my opinion, is to just patch things up to deal with current difficulties, right? Forgetting the whole history of the Constitution, forgetting all that has transpired in between 1983 and now, and just deal with the exigencies of now, the situation of now. I think that's wrong. There's a very short-sighted approach to it. Okay, I think they should bite the bullet and realize that what's going to be needed is constitutional reform.
Absolutely.
A real serious negotiation as to what where St. Nevis is intended to go in the future.
Absolutely.
Whether they can be separate
Absolutely.
at some point or the other, or they're going to stay together. Because you cannot, if you talk about strange things in the Constitution, you can't have a Nevis and a vision identity and not have a Kingston one. It makes no sense. You can't have a Nevision identity and a St. Nevis identity. That makes absolutely no sense, right? And so these are things that have to be fixed, and it cannot be fixed by NIA and federal parliament or the leaders between the two. It has to be the general consensus among the people as a whole as to where they want to go. And we keep, just like I said, doing ad hoc things to try and patch things up as we go along. And I don't think that's going to work forever. We will always have little explosions coming from time to time, depending on things like the outcome of the elections and the personalities in power and those things, right? A constitution is supposed to be more enduring than this, right? It should depend on those kinds of things. Okay, you can't put everything in the Constitution.
Absolutely.
But trying to be able to put things in there that would make for peace and prosperity between the two islands. Okay? And this fair share thing, I think the concentration should be on fear, right? And I don't think anybody would say that, bearing in mind the billions that were collected from, let's say, the CBI, because I think that's where the whole contention coming. The billions collected in the CBI, that Nevis got a fair proportion of that. And so.
Think ain't got a fair proportion, I do.
You have to deal, take the bull by the horn and deal with the Constitution, right? I guess we're afraid to do that because in dealing with that, we probably have to do things like electoral reform, as I mentioned before, which again would be another one of contention between parties.
Patrick has a question for you, Teach.
If we're to remain democratic, if we're not going to have confusion in the future, deal with these things instead of
absolutely
approach. Right? That's my
Teach, before you go, Teach. By our calculations, common services cost the federal government around $280 million.
Go ahead, make the point.
So common services cost the federal government around $280 million. CBI receipts, on average, over the past 16 years, 262 million.
Caller, you there?
No.
Hey, good afternoon.
He gone, yeah.
Joni,
Yes.
could you call? I refused to vote the year 2000 because I wasn't ready yet to vote against the Labour Party. I grew up in a big Labour house. The 11th of June, 1967, my father came home and he told me, they almost killed me last night. Richard Tweed was the driver of engine.
I don't know. Kashua, I didn't cut you off. The phone just dropped out, right? Some comments on the Freedom Wall. Correct Sam Conda about that World Bank report should have been public discussions from get-go.
Yep.
But I don't see why they're being so secretive and why are they taking so long to put that document in.
It has to be looked at
in the what? Still bickering among themselves over this fair share revenue up to this day. The Constitution spells that out, why the bickering up to now. Says, let me see who wrote that. Burl Jones wrote that on the Freedom Facebook page. He says, well, Juni Marx said that he put a group of persons together, and they did an audit, technically speaking, and he came up with $585 million came into Bastille for one particular year. Like maybe right before that, this federal administration came in, says Burl B.J. Jones. The line dropped out. If you'd like to call, you can call back at 465-6474, 465-0546, or 662-1065. You were saying something, Patrick?
Without the CBI receipts, the federal government would not be able to pay for services and its obligations. Tax revenue, the tax revenue collected by the federal government is insufficient to cover the ministries and the services of the federal government.
Hazel Claxton writes on Facebook, they didn't want the boundaries to change or else they would have been done long time ago. I trust that they properly assess and make a realistic decision. Marcelo Creeley writes, 25 years from now, this issue will be a hot topic. Marcelo Creeley.
Well,
the politicians get the lion's share. Good afternoon to Beatrice Richardson, who says she's watching from Canada. Wisdom Faith says that failed housing project, the government realized that they were about to be exposed, so they let the guy run off with millions of dollars. The Trinidad guy never built one house, not even.
Is that true?
Not even a plan, not even a fowl cage. All right, these are some comments on Facebook. The lines are open if you're trying to get in the line. Now is a good time to call. We have just about 15 minutes left for the program. So if you want to get live on the phone, make your comments, call now okay, here they come. Let's take this caller. Caller, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Just 2 quick points, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
With respect to the Christiana disaster, I think it must be emphasized, it must never be gainsaid, that it was the largest single maritime disaster in the history of the Caribbean. Apart from the incidents of the Haitian boat people during the days when, on an almost daily basis, hundreds, perhaps tens of hundreds of persons from Haiti took to boats to try to escape the hellhole that the politicians had created for Haiti. So I think the Christiana disaster was a disaster twice with respect to St. Kitts. One, the actual event when so many lives were lost, and two, the way the victims were treated, not just those who died, but the surviving relatives, in terms of lack of compensation, in terms of how those who were buried at Springfield were desecrated, and the fact that to date, no decent memorial service takes place on St. Kitts. So I think that needs to be to be emphasized. Two, Patrick Martin earlier said that in a democracy, the citizen is supreme, or words to that effect. I'd like to find out from him, how is this primacy or supremacy of the citizen manifested? How is it lived out in real life? Because I can quote a number of instances where matters affecting the population directly, not vicariously, and not as a matter of principle, but as a matter of course and as a matter of fact, directly affecting individuals, and absolutely no consultation was made with them. I am aware, of course, that it is not practical, it is not possible for every matter that government wishes to introduce has to be or can be discussed with the public at large. But I'm saying that has hardly happened over the years. Hardly happened, starting with the achievement of political independence, when it was thrust upon us following a promise that was not going to be so just before the election, and the party that actually opposed it had a peripeteia, as we say in literature, a sudden change of mind, and forced it upon us. Right down to the introduction of a national lottery. No discussion with the people at large, no discussion with the population, no discussion with the citizen, who is supposed to be supreme, just as the Constitution is supposed to be the supreme document. So I want Dr. Martin to tell me, where in St. Kitts, in the history of St. Kitts, particularly since independence, but if you want to go beyond that, since post-emancipation or since the introduction of adult suffrage, when the citizen, the citizenry of the country was actually involved, that their consent was directly obtained before the introduction of certain critical matters. And if you want me to list some of them, I can.
So he has the answer to the question.
Go ahead. You say you wanted to ask him a question?
No, the question I wanted to ask was, what's the proof that the souls of the dear that the grave was desecrated?
Okay, let's take some more calls at 2:45. Caller, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, everybody out there.
We're getting a feedback. Turn your radio down.
I just did.
Go ahead now.
Good afternoon, everybody out there.
Good afternoon to you.
Radio Land, and good afternoon to the panelists.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
The Honorable Sam Conda, Dr. Martin Sterling in every sense, and the legendary Zuni. The nation owes you a debt of gratitude that could never be repaid in terms of dollars and cents. Just started to listening again, and I'm equally as elevated in my spirit and mood as when I last left. This is success sustained. Congratulations, and congratulations again, sincerely meant. I turned on my radio today, and my ears heard a chilling report that immediately made me think of St. Kitts and us. Certainly everybody must have heard by now that the Parliament of Israel voted that it should take
over Gaza,
the rest of Gaza for itself. That's what it is saying in substance. Palestinians, two D-shaped options awaited, displacement or death. I thought about the fate of those already displaced. You've seen it on TV. Into refugee camps like sardines and being forced to run through bullets in their mad rush for food past Israeli soldiers that surround them. The emaciated bodies of babies dying of starvation is enough to make the most callous among us recoil. And I thought about all of that. And I thought about St. Kitts and Nevis. I thought about us. He just got through Culturama, which was, I understand, a roaring success, almost without a hitch. Just this afternoon, listening to the doctor, I think it was, my heart was warm to learn about the highest number of students yet going to Taiwan, and yet others going to Germany to study while working and learning a new language, no less. You see, I'm Asian. So most of the strident voices who shared radio commentary with me over the years are now gone, if your senses that recently came. And the new EMTs that were hired to man them, my heart raced. I can go on and on and on ad infinitum, but time does not permit. So in closing, I'll just end by saying, when you think about all of this, somebody opined that if all of us could just pause for a moment and count our blessings, every one of us would come away sowing a profit. And if we don't, it means that we are poor mathematicians. Contextually speaking, I'm not. What about you? I'm grateful for my panelists. I'm grateful for the listening audience. I'm grateful for my visionary leader. Long live the Dr. Drew-led Labour Party. Long live St. Kitts and Nevis. Have a great afternoon, folks.
Good afternoon, folks. All right. Thank you so much for that. It's just about 10 minutes now before the 3 o'clock hour. We're going to get closer to the end when we do some summaries, some wrap-ups in a few minutes. We take about 2 or 3 more calls if you want to call. The lines are open again. You can call us at 465-6474, 465-0546, or 662-1065. You can call now, after which we'll do the wrap. Caller, go ahead. You're live.
Hello, Johnny?
Yes.
Now, Dr. Martin asks, how were the graves desecrated? The people were buried in mass graves at the cemetery in Springfield. The fencing fell down, and I had to accost one of the workers one day. They are now burying people on top of the graves. That is desecration, isn't that so? All right.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I had no information that was happening. I don't know if you guys knew about that. The lines are open again. You can call us at 465-6474, 0546, or 662-1060. Go ahead, caller.
Junior, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Some years ago, did not Denzel Llewellyn Douglas went over the Nevis to try to an office and try to have a proper operation in Nevis? And what was the result, Juni? You remember what happened? You remember when NRP won an election in Nevis, when Douglas went over for the celebration, and the hooligan, them bunch of people, vehicle, everything went on, the big put with Mark Brantley and Everton Elliott leading the putters in Nevis? You remember when we built a stadium in St. Kitts, Juni, when Douglas wanted to do the same thing in Nevis to help them? And what did they say? What did they say? Nevis could have a proper cricket stadium. All of when we got games here, official CPL games could have been playing in Nevis. But they're so vicious. They so hate Labour that they ain't got no vision. That's why Nevis can stay backward. Because they like the backwardness. Where's the vision? Look at Nevis today. All the test cricketers, Martin Salter, so we ain't got none. He was right. It took us so long to get one, but we got one now. And we're going to get more. What have we done for Nevis? Tell Sylvian talk the truth. The truth must be told. Stop blame Labour. Every time Labour reach out their hand, he get pushed back. We must talk the truth. Stop the lie, Mark. Because I remember Mark said Douglas come over live on the program. A man said, no, Douglas going to New York. He said, he mustn't come over Culturama. You only go, man, forget all these things. They must talk the truth. You have a good day, Junior. Say them more.
All right, thank you so much. 8 before 3. We're going to take this caller. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Johnny.
Yes.
Now, what I'm speaking about now is the agricultural end here, especially over the Molineux Large Burial area. We've been crying out to some roads up by the just about the Phillips especially area. People have to drive the vehicle in all kind of big holes up there. Your chassis breaking up. Right now I have a Jeep and I have to get next one now. So the chassis keep breaking up in those big holes. Something have to do with people to pull you out. Agriculture is not sending their vehicle up there. When you talk to the guys there who go up there to check some things, come around to the farms, they say they're not going up the car, they're not mash up the government vehicle. And we've been crying out for it for years. I've been promised for years. Now we have to drive through a fella land, his farm, to get up there. If fella want to plow, he can't plow because that's our way through. Some big holes coming around from the egg farm area, come back over on the other end. It is terrible. What they want, like a bulldozer. They have a bulldozer over at Brian's there, boy, wherever they're doing over there. They need to send it over there then because it's years, almost 15 years, nothing been done up there. When we come some big hole, water go inside, you hub them, match over, take off and clean, all kind of problem. The road won't fix. They come send somebody there one time and if I couldn't do nothing. They say they come mark out and mark out, they're going to cut here, they're going to cut there. And up to now, they come back for months. Every minute they come, they gone with the bulldozer all over the place, they gone with the backhoe all over the place. Nothing to do. Farmers are ball out and cry out over there. And we want our land fixed over there. We want the road fixed. So tell someone, please, you give no more promise on that. We're tired. We're sick of that now. Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling, telling us about that. Let's share some more information via this caller. Go ahead, caller. Caller, you there? Caller, go ahead. You're live.
Good afternoon, Junie and the guys.
Go ahead, Carl Brown.
Yes. Junie, I wanted to check with the Honorable Dwyer Askafan, and this is what I'm going to tell you all. And you could check with your worker, EK, because he have a copy of the thing. We are asking the tourism department to please to stop harass the beach vendors them. Make sure they do thorough investigation when reports come into them. Don't just send agents to harass the people. These are the people, bread and butter on the beach. People are there for 25 years and 20 odd years. A question I want to ask you guys. Beach vendors have a retirement age? Because they're also telling one of the beach vendors that she's too old now to be on the beach.
That's true?
Yes, it was back who called she name.
No,
Jennifer from Tia, back in mother. She down Court Street hustling, she little drinks them. The tourism department is harassing her and telling her she's too old to be on the beach after being on the beach over 22 years. So I did not know that beach vending has a retirement age.
Oh, that's okay. That's the okay. No.
And also, it don't look good. And also the Marriott Hotel is telling the workers in meeting and the security to stop the beach vendors. Them don't let them walk to the hotel to go down on the beach to do their job. I don't know where they get that authority from. We better get up and wake up, because I don't think they will want to protest over there, and I don't think the tourism department will want to talk to them and tell them to do thorough and proper investigation before they embarrass the country and embarrass themselves. The other thing, guys, could any one of you guys there tell us who is the project manager for the Bastia High School that is said to be building? And who is the contractor? Who win the bid? And how many local subcontractors are going to be on the job?
Okay.
Are gone, guys.
All right, thank you so much. We're out of time here on Groundings for today. We'll get the short wrap-ups from the panelists, the co-hosts, and then we're going to stand by for EK on Island Rhythms. Gentlemen, your time.
Thank you very much, Junie. Sam, we had another interesting program, some interesting interventions. I can see that the next time the Prime Minister comes to Freedom FM, that some callers are going to have some robust questions for him. Yeah. I hold the view that the Constitution, in parts, requires strengthening, correcting, and strengthening. The section, the part on the protection of fundamental rights and freedoms, that part is sound. Can do with some refreshing, but that part is sound. But some other parts are requiring some strengthening on the road to a republic. What do I mean by that, strengthening? The current Constitution reposes too much power in the office of the Prime Minister. And so we have to, in a republic, we have to make sure that the power balance is more equitable. We need to increase the number of representatives in the Parliament such that there's opportunity for backbenchers to weigh in and opportunity for a leader of the opposition who is not otherwise constrained. In Bermuda, population 65,000, they have 36 members of Parliament. We have 52,000. We should be in the vicinity of 20-something members of Parliament. So strengthening the representation in Parliament would strengthen accountability, holding the Cabinet's feet to the fire 24/7. I think we're at the stage in our development where we don't have to wait for government to organize certain things. Certain commemorations need to be done. Citizens groups should organize those. I'm going to end by reflecting on Maurice Bishop, the late, great Prime Minister of Grenada, who said words to the effect that democracy is not an every 5-year exercise where you come and vote and then disappear. The citizen in a democracy, the citizen is sovereign 24/7. And the citizen has a constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, through which the government and other entities can be, all of their actions are subject to judicial review. And that is one right that we have as a citizen in a democracy that we have to defend at all costs. That right is, we have a constitution through which and by which government actions and individual actions are subject to judicial review. Therein lies a daily example of the citizens' supremacy in a democracy.
Sam?
Yeah, Junie, I want to thank you again for a wonderful afternoon and to say two things, well, which pain me really, both of them. The pain that I hear from the people in agriculture on a daily basis. Something needs to be done. We need some attention. Agriculture is our salvation. That has to get our attention. And just listen to that call, I don't know who he is. But that is what you hear on a daily basis. What is happening? Why are we not paying more attention to agriculture? I heard from a gentleman, I think his name is Connor or something like that. I think he lives somewhere in the, where it is, not West Farm, the Shadwell area there, Camps area, Camp Shadwell area. I mean, I heard from a lady down in Boyd's, Mrs. Nisbet, Arabella Nisbet. I've heard from them individually on a regular basis about, what's happening and what's not happening. Mm-hmm. And all we hear is 25 by 25. I mean, I don't know what that means anymore. I mean, we need to pay some attention to agriculture and get it going. That is our salvation. And so I'm calling on the authorities to get it working. And finally, I want to end on the Constitution. Junie, I don't know how we can get this constitutional change, but this Constitution here really says nothing. I mean, this is purely transaction. It has nothing to do with our aims, our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations. This says nothing about how we must go forward as a people. And we want some discussion. I've been saying that for how long? We want some discussion and some, widespread involvement of the people on the way going forward. We have a situation now. We have 3 years. We are going to be coming up with an election will be held in the next 2 years or so, and it's going to be held on the same boundaries. For 40 years, we haven't had any boundary change, and we write something in the Constitution which almost makes it impossible for us to get any change in the boundaries. We cannot continue so as a country, and we want to bring this to the attention of the people. We must discuss about the way forward for St. Kitts and Nevis. We're either going forward as one, or we're not going anywhere at all.
Thank you, Sam. That's a wrap for Groundings for today, everybody. You can join us again next week, Friday, if it's the will of God that we will be here. We'll be here live and direct. We thank our sponsors. We thank you for your comments on the Freedom Wall and on Facebook. And we look forward to sharing with you again next week, Friday. Until then, Junior Liebert saying cheers. Have a great Friday afternoon and a God bless weekend. Take care. God bless.